Before we get started with this, I just want to give a little disclaimer. This video does contain some pretty sensitive topics, so if you are someone who is easily triggered, please, I encourage you to see someone about it or talk to someone, and I encourage you to click off this video. Otherwise, if you are looking for some comfort for just a couple of minutes, maybe 10-20 minutes, then I encourage you to stick around because I have a few things to say. I love you all and enjoy. So if you found this video or this video found you through the YouTube algorithm, chances are it's because you're hurting right now, right? You're probably struggling deeply right now and finding it hard to hold on to any sort of hope. And if you are struggling right now, let me be the one to reassure you that it's okay to not be okay sometimes. It doesn't make you a coward, nor does it make you weak. It just means you're human, and the fact that you are able to feel something right now, even if it is pain, means that your heart is still beating and your mind is still functioning, and for that I'm glad that you're still here. However, if you are in a much darker place and you feel like maybe life isn't worth living anymore, I also want to reassure you that what you're feeling is completely valid, and it doesn't make you any less of a person. But with that being said, may I please ask you to just listen to what I have to say for a couple of minutes, and let me just talk to you and comfort you for just a little bit. I'm really truly sorry that you are going through such a painful time right now, and I want to let you know, while I might not necessarily know your entire situation, I have been where you are, and I have been in that really scary place. I'd like to take this time to share, or rather summarize, a personal story of mine regarding this topic, in hopes that I can possibly relate to you, or at the very least help you realize that you are not alone, and if I can make it out the other side, then I hope you can too. Now, I'm not going to share my whole life story per se, but I do want to talk about what happened in the year of 2020. Yes, the year where pretty much majority of the world got turned upside down and everything was shutting down around us. The world was basically falling apart, and it was a very tough time for everyone, including myself. Not just because of what was happening all around me, but because this year specifically was probably one of, if not the darkest year I've had so far in my life. This was the year where my depression was especially at its worst, and my mental health really took a toll on me. I lost a lot of the good friends that I had because I ended up pushing them away, intentionally and unintentionally. I was also betrayed by someone who I considered to be one of my closest friends that I ever had at the time. And during this time, I also finished high school only under 2 years prior, and I didn't know how to move my life forward after that. I didn't have any aspirations, goals, or dreams that I wanted to achieve, whilst all my friends from high school were already figuring out what they wanted to do. So during this time, I was just pretty much stuck working a permanent part-time job that I kind of liked, but I ended up becoming miserable later on during the year. I basically felt lost, and I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and I started overthinking about the future, and pile on top of that everything else that was happening, and being forced to work from home, and not being able to go outside at all to see anyone. Well, I couldn't really see anyone anyway. I pretty much lost majority of my friends that year. I basically felt all alone and isolated, and because of that I pretty much turned to alcohol substances. and I would be drinking every single night, consistently, without fail, every single night. And as you can probably imagine, nothing good comes out of that at all. And it eventually got to the point where I felt so miserable and everything began to feel so hopeless that during the year I was ready to basically give up. So one morning I woke up and I basically decided, you know what, I was done. I literally lost all sense of hope, and I said to myself, if this is what life is going to be like for me moving forward, then there's no point of living. And this next part contains a bit of distressing details. So if you are easily triggered or easily disturbed, please just skip ahead. I just wanted to let you know that before I talk about this. So during that morning, I decided to scull down basically 4 bottles of alcohol. And I decided to just go at it. And at this point, I'm just sitting on the table completely out and with nothing but objects and bottles of alcohol just laying around. But little did I know, or rather what I didn't expect, was my mom to finish her shift early. And she basically came home and saw me looking like a complete mess. Something that no parent should ever have to see. But from that point on, she pretty much saved my life while I was on the brink. And it's safe to say that if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here today talking to you right now. So Mom, if you're watching this, thank you. But with all that being said, looking back, you know what I realized? If it wasn't for that dark time that happened in my life, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So in a way, I'm actually quite grateful that that happened, because now I truly realize the value of life and just how precious life is. This gift of life that we are given is only given to us once, and we shouldn't just throw away this gift, because this is proof. Pain really is temporary. Darkness is temporary. And every day is a brand new day. And you never really know what each day would bring. You might meet someone new. You might get a new pet. You might finally beat that boss in that video game that you've been trying to beat for God knows how long. You might get your grades back from school, and you might get that A+ that you've been trying your hardest to get. And if I had decided to end it right there and then, if my life wasn't saved, there is no way that I will ever truly know these feelings. And that's the message that I want to bring to you, dear viewer. That's the message that I want to try and convey. Because you may be in a situation right now where everything does feel hopeless. Maybe you've got a permanent disability. Maybe you lost that girl or guy that you wanted to marry, or that you were married to for a few years. Maybe you just got fired from your job and you don't think any other job is possible for you. Whatever it is that you are feeling that is giving you this sense of hopelessness, I want to let you know that life doesn't have to be over just yet. Because like I said, you never know what tomorrow can bring, what next week can bring, what next month can bring. You can never ever predict the future. And yes, that is scary, but it's also one of the most fun parts about life. Life itself is a mystery every single day. And even if you're completely miserable, and you just feel like you'll never ever be happy again, you can still make the people around you and the people that you love happy. Maybe you can volunteer for charity, Maybe you can join one of those missions that those Christians and other religious people go on and help the poor all over the world. Maybe you can be the one to talk to that weird kid in class who no one talks to, but maybe you can make them your friend. My point is, even if you are not happy right now, you can still make people in this world happy, which, after everything that's going on in the world, it's something that we could really use more of. And that in itself, is its own purpose. Life doesn't have to be over just yet, my friend. And now I want to take this time to talk to the viewers who are maybe not struggling with suicidal thoughts or depression, or you're not struggling at all. Maybe you are doing completely alright. But maybe you have someone you know, or you have a friend that is struggling in this sort of way. And I would like to encourage you to A, send them this video, and B, I would like to encourage you to be there for them in whatever way you can. Maybe ask them to hang out. Grab breakfast with them, grab lunch with them, grab coffee with them. Maybe take them out to the movies and see that new I don't keep in touch with movies anymore too much in the cinemas, but whatever new movie is out, take them out for a walk around town, around the city, or go to the park with them and see nature. Pay them a visit at their home and just spend some quality time with them. And you don't need to do anything fancy at all. And I want you to let them know that you are there for them. Sorry, I struggle to speak there. And most importantly, I want you to be kind to everyone around you, even if you don't know the person, because you never truly know what someone is going through. Just because someone is smiling in the streets, it doesn't mean they're not struggling. Just because someone is laughing, it doesn't mean they're just barely holding on inside. And that is something that I have seen and experienced with the people around me in the past. And it's really, really scary and really concerning. So please, if you can, if you know someone who is struggling around you, please talk to them and be there for them. Or at the very least, just be a kind person. That goes a long way too. And if you made it to this far in the video, I wanna let you know how extremely proud I am of you. And I wish I could give you a hug right now outside of the screen, because it shows just how strong you are, that you were willing to listen to what I have to say. And I know you can't really save anyone from themselves. And I am no angel whatsoever. I am no God. I'm certainly not a perfect person, and even after all of that, I still have my struggles. I still go through dark times every now and then. But I don't want to give up on life just yet. And I don't want you to either. And if you are still feeling this way by the end of this video, may I please encourage you to talk to someone in your country. Please reach out to your country's local suicide hotline. I'm in New Zealand, and down in the description below I will list down the New Zealand number, and if I can find it, I will also list down possibly the United States number, the Canada number, or whatever. But if your country is not listed there, please go on Google right now and just look up suicide hotline, and it should give you a number that you can call. And these people in these hotlines have also helped me in the past, and I cannot be any more grateful for them. So if you are still struggling, please reach out. It doesn't have to be over just yet. People still care about you, whether you see it or not, whether you believe it or not. I care for you. Yes, even if I don't know you. I want to see you guys succeed, and I want to see you guys come out of this much stronger than you were before. This pain is only temporary, and it's not gonna be forever. Please take care of yourselves. I love you guys very, very much, and I hope to see you all in the future. Everything is going to be okay.